And welcome back. That was kind of weird because I just sat here and said all of those words. Um, I am about to begin a new task in the Mega Man Engines editor, and this is the ability to specify which files you like to include with your project. The other XML files that specify everything, your entities, your sound effects, your cutscenes, menus, stuff like that. All very important stuff, and you really cannot run your project at all without it. This is one of the things that, until it's implemented, you simply cannot start a new project in the editor and run it. It's impossible. You would have to hook stuff up by hand in XML. So we're going to fix at least this part. Actually, it might be the only thing left before you can make a project from scratch and then run it. Blah, blah, blah. I want to close all this junk. Yeah, I don't need that anymore. Don't. I'm going to close the editor. The place that this is going to go is in this project settings thing. So, title, author, music, starting scene thingy, starting handler, starting state of the state machine. And so below this, I think I'll put the include file control. Let's get cracking. Start by close everything. Project settings control. There you go. That's the grid. Is the grid taking up the entire height? Why is the grid docked left? Let's dock it top instead, which right now looks exactly the same. And then let's add what goes here. I know what control is just a list view. Kind of thinking one of those split. No, not that split thingy. Yeah, I guess it's just a list of strings, and you got an add button for more file paths. And I guess maybe at some point you'll be able to click on them in the list, and it kind of gives you a summary of everything it found in there. Well, let's not do that right now. Maybe I'll do that next stream, tomorrow, Sunday, next week. Oh, and I probably should have mentioned this at the very beginning of the stream. I am hoping that I can get into some kind of schedule with streaming this, because it's pretty much the only way that I can actually focus on this project at all. Over the past year or two, kind of was like poking at it with the stick from a distance, and never really sat down and spent more than 20 minutes on it at any one time, and go 3-4 months without looking at it. Streaming is probably the best motivation to stay focused, and because it also comes with the possibility of getting a whole slew of new followers, I'll try to keep it up as best I can. I'm not sure if scheduling will permit that in the future, but we can always hope. That's not what I said. Why is it? Oh. Nope, not what I said. This is not being nice to me at all. There you go. That's good. And on the list view, once again, I must find some other code and steal the whole list view templating thing in the bindings, because I just can't remember how to do that every single time. Most recently, I did that in the multi-tile brush control, which is tile brush control. This view's got an item source, a selected item binding, okay, it needs a horizontal alignment and needs stretch alignments in order for the whole scrolly thingy to work. For there not to be horizontal scroll bars. That is all required voodoo. Binding, don't need to say brushes. This binding is selected file. Sure. Then the panel needs a template. That uses a wrap panel. I don't need the items template. I don't need to template out the panel, because I can use the standard, it's a list of strings. Actually, that probably means I don't need this whole scroll viewer junk. That's fine. Let's go to its view model and figure out if that works. Did I say include files or included files? Include files. Start handlers, start name, the constructor. Okay. That's not what I meant. I want a whole list of them. Let's just put in a whole bunch of stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Go. Okay. I mean, it's a list of strings. Okay. Maybe I could increase the font size a little bit. There's no reason for it to be that tiny. I'm really surprised that there's like nobody here, because when I had a lot of viewers, was that on a Saturday maybe? Or Sunday? I thought Friday would be kind of busy too. I mean, oh well. Still learning. I'll figure out the days that get the most viewers and stick to that. Let's put a margin above here. It does not go the CSS way. It's left, top, right, bottom. Because it just has to be different. Does font size go here? Maybe. We'll see if that works. That might not work at all. But actually it might be a dependency property that the text blocks inside the standard template panel will inherit. Did I say that right? Is that how WPF actually works? No. Well, yeah, maybe. Let's see. sounded like I just said something really smart. Hey, I must have been right. Excellent. And I'll make this header a little bigger too. Woohoo. Now, the actual list of included files is project document. Okay. Gotta just expose a whole lot of stuff now. Okay. Let's go back to common and find the project. It has include folders, include files from folder, include files. So it's doing a lot of smart logic in here. You can, in the XML, instead of just including files, you can tell it just to include a whole folder, and it loads that separately, and then this includes property here. It'll look through all the folders, get all the files that it can load, I think all the XML files. Let's see if that's the case. Yes, everything that's an XML file in that folder, and adds it to the list of files that are included from folders. Keeps them separate so that when it saves, it doesn't, expand the whole folder into the XML. So I can use this, but I probably want both. I probably want to say included files and then included folders, and not this pure includes is used by the engine to actually load everything. So I'll take these other two, because you want to know in the editor. Include a whole folder, include just a file. I'm rambling. Apologies. And if you're listening to me on YouTube while you're supposed to be doing your own work, get back to work. Not getting paid to watch other people code Mega Man. Well, that would be awesome. Can I have that job? Getting paid to watch videos of myself? That'll get boring quite quickly. Hey, I can just reach right through. How awesome is that? Wait a minute. Files, include folders. Okay, there's just includes. Yeah. There it is. And there's no scrolling, because I probably told it not to scroll. Come on. Let's see. There's one included folder. Objects. 3 included files. Hey, that's actually correct. It doesn't seem like much, but that's because the objects folder contains, like, everything else. Should it show you the absolute path? Probably. But when the project loads all of them, they're not file paths. like file path objects that I wrote. They're just strings. So those come from add include, blah blah blah. Just the only place that it happens. Yeah. That never gets called. Enumerable version. It's called in the loader. Oh, yeah, great. Include files, reader out. Okay. How many people use this? The writer. And that's me. Definition, the writer, me. Okay. For folders, same deal. What I'm going to do now is turn those into, stop debugging, file path. Now these both become how about these include files from folders? So includes here is used in gain. That's important. It's using path.combine from the base path. I can improve that. Okay, they're all going to be file paths now. And that's going to be constructed in here. Nope, there's no public constructor. File path.from relative include path this.base. Okay. Dot select dot from. Oops. Okay, now this files from folders one is, okay, take all those paths, select directory, enumerate, need those folder paths first, set variable, okay. Folder paths dot select many enumerate files. Instead of that, it's a path, so f dot absolute. Was include paths dot select many. Okay, f.absolute star.xml. Okay, the reason select many is because each enumerate files is another enumerable, and then they're all flattened. Dot select. Yeah, it's that whole thing. Oh, that was right first time. Okay, now they're all file paths instead of just plain strings for the relative path. In case you're wondering what a file path is, I wrote this class quite a while ago. It is just a little helper that can translate file paths from absolute and relative, and it knows the base between the two, and so it can figure out from either, can like take the base off of an absolute, or it can add them back together, or it can figure out the relative, and I think it can jump across drive letters. I think so. I do have a whole bunch of unit tests for it, but this whole find relative is the real magic. Anyway. So now that this is all using those, all the file paths are that. So the magic happens here. Instead of for each string, it's a var. So now instead of having to do path combine, I just say include path absolute. And we're done. That fixes that. Then, what else is base dirty? Base path. Oh, can I get rid of that line? Finally, after like a million years. Whoa. Okay, that's one less reference to that. Excellent. Maybe it can become private someday. Yeah, right. Okay. On the reader, this is the project reader. Oh, yeah, it's basically the same thing going on here. Yeah. Alright. Where's the writer? Okay, somebody's not going to be happy when I try to build. There you are. Nope, not absolute. Relative. Always relative. And finally, here we go. Include followers, concat, all that stuff. Select path.absolute. So again, now that even though they're stored in one common way, the file path class, and we write back to the XML, we store relative paths so that the games can go, across people's machines, and we can also display absolute path when you're working on it yourself. So, for example, there, shows all of my absolute paths. How you guys doing? Everybody still alive? Hey, I got someone else. Am I boring my viewers yet? Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not what I want that to look like. There we go. Much better. Actually, in here, I want another stack panel. Horizontal. Okay. Now I gotta implement those buttons. Third one. Excuse me. I'm gonna get tired soon. I did not sleep very much last night. Maybe about 5 hours, at the most. This afternoon I almost felt like I was about to fall asleep while my boss was talking to me. That was kind of bad. So then I left. But it was like 4 o'clock, so it was okay. I mean, I told him that, yeah, I was pretty useless because I was tired. And now I'm up at 11 and I'm fine for a while longer. Let's add some commands. Projects. Are there really no commands yet? Yeah, this model has no commands. Right here, I always forget to suffix everything with the word command with the because the name without the command on the end of it is reserved for the actual action that it'll take. Like so. Add include folder command equals new relay of, let's just call it add include folder. And it can only happen if project is not null? I don't know. Yes. Okay. Now this one's the only one that's interesting. Remove include only if selected. Okay, I haven't made that yet, have I? Selected file. Let's actually define these first. There. What happened to my IntelliSense? Oh, thanks. Let's search the whole project for the word dialogue. There you go. Common open file dialog. Thank you. Blah. Is there a better one? Common open. Oh, come on. Is there an open folder dialog? No. I think that's actually okay. I'm reloading this because IntelliSense is nice to have. So I'd like it back, please. There. Does this have a base directory? No. Okay. We select false. Whoa, it's already there. Dialog.show folder is folder picker is true. Great. That's exactly what we need. Project.add. Add include folder. Path. Sure. Yeah, so they're from relative, but I just gave you absolute. I think it can work that way too. Like it can treat absolute as relative, but it can't treat relative as absolute. We shall find out. Copy, paste. Use folder picker false. Multi-select true. And I think I will change the name of this dialog. Well, this may work. This may blow up and throw an exception. It may blow up and cause my computer to literally blow up. That last option is probably pretty unlikely. Aha. Add folder. Select a folder. Let's just try a file for now. Objects, entities, blocks. Hey, it worked. If I save, and then I close, and then I open, and then I do that. Ah, it busted. Item with the same key has already been added. That's one that I should probably fix myself because that'll happen all the time. People will duplicate, include everything. Yeah, XML is very tedious. Just the other day, I was contemplating that I should replace pretty much all of my XML loading with .NET's XML serialization classes. So they will do it automatically. You annotate your class with some attributes, and then you just create an instance of the serializer and pass in the type of your class to serialize, and I think it generates some dynamic assemblies behind the scenes where it reflects on everything so that it can store the data structure, the schema, basically. And you just tell it to serialize, and it can serialize the object and all of its child objects and everything, and you put the attributes on the fields to say this is an attribute versus this is a nested node, or ignore this, or format this a certain way, or stuff like that. I was going to do that for my readers and writers, and the problem I ran into is that my common library objects, they're my lowest level objects that are pretty much just the data, but they're not quite low level enough for the serializer. They're not just empty logicless data bags. So when I am loading everything, my XML readers have to do a little bit of extra logic. Like the ones that load in a sprite, they have to construct the frames of the sprite and pass the sprite in as an argument to its constructor. So a lot of my objects don't have parameterless constructors, which are required for the serializer to work. It'll just blow up as soon as you try to serialize anything. Um, and there are some cases where I have like stage stuff being put together. Uh, so it's kind of like it's too closely tied into the data, but it's pretty much just data in here. Like I have like screen info. It is just a bag of data, but that some of it's like a tile set, and a tile set's a little complicated, and a stage is a little complicated. I could make yet another layer to fix that, but it would just be way too much at that point. I'd have like 4 model layers, and that's just dumb. I'm not doing that. Like right now, I've got for the editor, I've got the common library, and then I've got inside the editor a BLL that has document models of it, which wrap those in order to give it stuff like events, observable collections, a dirty bit, um, and then on top of that are the view models that interact with those models and give all these on property change stuff and hook up to the commands. So that's 3 layers right there. I'm not adding a 4th one. So we'll just deal with the way XML is tedious for now. Okay, here, project entities to dictionary on name. Okay, it was because the entity was dual defined, wasn't it? Seems like a really bizarrely specific thing to be executed in the constructor of the project document. Okay. Just trying to animate them all. Project.entities. Project includes. So does the WPF editor use that for all of its loading needs? Common projects entities are accessed here. And that add entity is called only in the entities XML reader. Okay, that's fine. But where was the WPF project doing all of its loading? Okay, this project document was called by the factory. Hey, I've got factories going on. That's nice. This project equals new project. That file path. Oops, that's not what I meant. Project document load. That's it. That's what I was thinking of, right? Well, that's an interface. It's the writer. Okay, that was in entities XML reader, which was just in include XML reader. Okay, and all of those includes were called by, I went back from the project document, that was called the factory okay, here, project. Project reader gets injected. How many project readers do I have? Just one. this one. And where does it get its includes? Add include files. Project.includes. Great. They share. That is excellent, which means distinct. Boom. Do not duplicate those. Let's see if that works, if my file path even has the get code equals thing on it. I think it does. I think it does not. Let's find out. Nope. We can fix that. So I suppose file path equality is if they're the same absolute path. Makes sense to me. There. Now they override those, so maybe distinct should work now. But we just went through that whole mess with that tile ripper thing, and maybe it won't. Hey, it did. Awesome. Sweet. But it still shows everything, even the duplicates in here, because it's not using that same property for accessing the includes, the way the loaders are. I'm guessing Java probably has something like that. You're probably referring to, I'm guessing then you must mean some specific case, or maybe your engine, or something that Java doesn't have. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't have a serializer the way .NET does, but it does have probably the something similar to what I'm using, where you have to do all the tedious work yourself. But yeah, I wouldn't know. I haven't touched Java since high school. Okay. Huh? This is weird. Why is that? No, that's not even necessary at this point. Whatever, I'm going to leave it alone. Okay. Now how to remove an include. Let's see, does that actually exist? Remove all those other things. I like how I'm just bypassing the project document and reaching straight into the common library for this. Oh, just use the predicate instead. Oh, wait. Okay, I should be able to delete this one. And there it goes. What do you know? Great, and save. Look back up. And we just got those. Awesome. That is all we really need. For now. Excellent. That means that's done. Which also means that, to an extent, maybe it is now possible to create a whole project from scratch. Not sure. Let's try it. Alright, last thing I'm going to do... I did just commit. Okay, last thing I'm going to do for tonight. So I'm going to go into Mega Man and the demo project. And I'm going to, well, first I'll copy the whole project. Let's take it out. Take it out here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete pretty much everything except the player, because that's the one file you actually super need. So basically, if you were starting a project from scratch, the download of the engine will give you this file, because first of all, it is massive. The one that controls Mega Man is just ridiculous. And I wrote that in XML. So it's also needed for the engine to run at all because it is hard-coded to look for an entity with the name player. So that will be a given. That'll be the only thing you have. You get no menus, you get no scenes, you got nothing. Music, I'll start with the music, assume I have that already. Images, what am I going to have? Okay, he's going to come with the all of this stuff. But you're not going to have fonts, you're going to have no enemies, get no cutscenes, get no fonts, get no items, no blocks, or meters. I'll have made my own palettes. You know what? Let's just leave the rest of this. I don't know why I deleted all that stuff, because, I mean, your assets, art assets, are going to be the thing you provide, or you download, or whatever. It's the project files that really need to go away. Palettes.xml. Huh. That might be mandatory. There it goes. I'm going to take a guess that that one was still mandatory. Remember that. Off screen. Okay, so music's there. The object's the only thing you've got is the player. Sounds, those definitions do not exist yet. Stages, you have no stages. Well, let me save a tile set for use. What tile set do I want to keep? Nope. It's test, isn't it? Yes. Tests tiles are the only thing I'm keeping in here. Delete that, delete that. Delete all of your stages. And the game XML file. What's with this? Internet Explorer. Miscellaneous sheet. I don't need that. That was just garbage. Anyway. Alright, see you, man. Well, he might have already been gone. Oh, you're still there. Alright, hope to see you around again. Okay, all we've got is the player object, some images, and that one tile set. So this is a theoretical starting folder. So what I'm going to do is go in the editor. We're going to say new project. Call it testing time. I got a better idea. Shout out. Call it chicken time. Location. It is in PC. Very full C drive. Project. Where did I put that? Demo project. It's in junk. Demo project. Okay, that is it. Okay. Select folder. Don't bother creating a project directory. That is the project directory. Create. Way to explode. Yeah, thanks for assuming that I've got a music track. Did I actually specify one or not? Or I was supposed to and I missed it? Yeah, that's just gonna blow up every time now. Gone. I was just not gonna find it. Yeah, I kinda need to add the NSF thing in here. Could not be found. Blow it up. Let's see why this happened. Stage properties. Let's see if that is enough to get past that error. Project opened. Okay. Okay. Look what we got here. A whole lot of nothing, but you know, we got no stages, we got no nothing, so we can't do anything. But if I say add file, you know what? Just add the whole folder of objects. Now I save that. Now I say I want to add a stage. Test it. We've got no music that we can use anyway. Buttons don't work. Create a new tile set. I will create it from this image. Okay. I have a stage. Edit tiles. Where's the image? Oh. It's fine, I just need to add a tile first. There we go. That's kind of weird. Should show you the image so that you know it actually works. Add another tile, and look, it gave us a whole bunch of stuff to work with. Block, let's snap this one. Add a tile. That's that one, and it is lethal. Add a tile. That'll be the plain water, and it's water. Now we go edit the stage. Add a screen. And that's all we need. You know what? I'll stretch it out a little bit. Alright, add another screen. Has anybody seen this happen? How this works? So that's my tool. Grab that, and I can drag and snap them together. So now we got two screens. And there's this actual join room scrolling between them. Okay. I'm going to paint some floor. Flooring. Back. And how about some more chunks of flooring? And some death spikes there. Oh yeah, where do I want to put some water? That's good. And let's make water filled in here. There. We save that. And now, depending if I included all the right files, well, actually what I want to do is project settings, set the set the start point to that stage. Now we have no music. We don't even have any sound effects. Actually, that's probably going to blow up because the player does ask for sound effects. This is going to blow up. Yeah, it's trying to load. It's loading a tile sheet? I don't even know what's going on. Yeah, it's trying to load his sprites, and those weren't there. Did I really destroy all of that stuff? Images. Let's go and copy the other images folder over just because that's probably something you would have when you start making it. Okay, there's nothing that's not just imagery. There's only this palettes XML technically. Same problem. I'm sure if I test the stage, it'll do that too. I don't know. Maybe it's the sounds. There's probably plenty of resources that are not specified. Maybe I can grab them all. Let's see. Okay, well that was some good progress. Just the ability to do that much on a new project from scratch is good. Let's figure out how we can test it. Alright, where do you explode? Load a tile sheet in sprite component. It's looking for images. Base path. Whoa, current game base path is null. These two aren't that different. They're very similar. So why didn't it get a base path? Alright, see ya. I'll be all on my own figuring this out, or maybe I'll just go to bed and figure this some other time. Project has a baster. Did I just do that? Yeah, that was me. Oops. Okay, that's how it should go. It's probably going to blow up on something else, like missing sounds and all that junk. Yeah. Okay. Tried to play the teleport sound to go into the stage. There is no sound called teleport. You know what? I can supply that. There's actually no NSF track either. Oh yeah. Yeah, that one just broke it because the sounds try to refer to an NSF file that is not included. Music NSF path. Well, actually does. Yeah, it has both music and effects specified. Okay, so we're not quite there. First, I'm going to oops. Okay. So I'm going to be done for tonight and add some Trello cards for what needs to be done to fix those things. You need specify music and effects NSF from New project dialog. I can't really think of any way to handle the missing sound effects and all that other stuff. Like if you don't have an NSF, and the included player XML assumes a whole bunch of stuff exists, like sound effects. And if they don't, you're just SOL until I figure out how to change that file so that it's not necessary. But it's pretty good for now. Okay. I'm going to leave it at that and conclude the stream. Not many people watched tonight, but maybe this evening we'll get a new life on YouTube. So I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.